Welcome to tonight's show. We're starting a little bit early because we're all hungover from having to listen and see The Rock already after the press conference. No idea what we're talking about tonight, but I do know this. Your show sucks. Here's a Hall of Famer to introduce us.
Yo, monkeys, it's me. It's DDP. That's right, Diamond Dallas Page, the king of bada bing, the master of the diamond cutter, the three-time world champion, WWE Hall of Famer, and founder and CEO of DDP Yoga. And baby, it is time. It is time for the Towers of Powers, the men of the hour. I'm talking about my main men, the men with the plan. I'm talking about Whiskey Pro and the Brews, baby. And we're bringing you the best in beerskis and whiskeys from the greatest city in the world, Dallas, Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, can you dig that, baby? These guys are going to make you boys feel the bang. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the show already. Feel the bang. Absolutely right.
Dude, that should be the stream title right there, man. Feel the bang.
Right? Feel the bang.
Because it feels like all we do is get knocked over the head with the fucking Rock and bloodline stuff. Dude. Oh my God.
Okay, so first of all, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man.
Doing good? That's
Sipping
good.
on a little whiskey. How about you doing?
What kind of whiskey are you drinking tonight?
I've got Maker's Mark right now. So I finished the very last little bit of Sheepdog peanut butter whiskey.
Okay.
Fucking phenomenal Canadian whiskey. And I had nothing else, so I poured the last of my Maker's Mark. I'm gonna have to head out to Total Wine, pick up something else.
There you go. Fun story about Maker's Mark, real quick. It holds a very special, near and dear place in my heart. My great grandfather, who I was really, really close to, peel back the curtains a little bit on the whiskey life. He passed away when I was 16, 17, but he was a Scotch guy, so he didn't really drink anything but Scotch. It was usually just one or two glasses. One night he was pouring some Maker's Mark, and I think I was about 15, 16. He let me try a sip, and it was one of the first times I had whiskey in my life, and it was kind of a cool moment, get to the man that I kind of idolized growing up and loved and cared about so much, and get to sip whiskey with him. So cheers to you, granddad. And man, Maker's Mark is honestly my top 5 favorites. It really is. Love me some Maker's Mark.
You know what? I actually learned something. So it's off topic of wrestling, but while we're talking about whiskey, I learned the other day the difference of why some people spell whiskey with and without the E.
Irish
I
people.
never knew that.
Irish people.
Ireland and Scotland are without the E. US and Canada are the only ones with the E.
Yep.
But with that being said, though, I started. Okay, so you already know me and the fam are going on the cruise in May. Yeah, we're going on a Caribbean cruise, baby. Hitting up 3 ports in Mexico.
Oh, so jealous. Watch out for the cartel.
Oh, I got you. But no, I saw how they now have, like, in the area that we're going, like, more than like 25, 50 distilleries now doing whiskey. It's like their special batch of corn.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and bring some home. But apparently, Abasolo, you can get that here at Total Wine. It's from Mexico.
Huh.
I don't know if it's spelled with or without the E, though. I'm assuming with.
Probably. I would assume so. Yeah, I did not know that. Fun fact about where Whiskey Pro came from. Everybody just assumes that it's because I love whiskey so much, and that actually has nothing to do with it. Um, my call sign when I was in law enforcement was whiskey, and it was from a guy from Ireland. And he knew I liked to drink whiskey, but I was also one of the last people on the roster, so I got the tag whiskey. He being from Ireland, we spelled it without the E. So the
I
Whiskey
see.
Pro didn't come till later when we would go out to the bars drinking. It was me and the rest of the crew that I worked with since we got off so late at night. And I got into a fight one night, and I was, as I was known to do back in those days. And he looked at me and he says, "Man, you fight like a Whiskey Pro." And the name was born.
So okay, so I get the name then, but you're more of an American whiskey drinker,
Right.
right? Like the bourbon stuff
Right.
like that. Do you dab into Canadian whiskeys, or you get? Why aren't you really into like Scotch or Irish whiskeys?
I don't have an answer for you. So when I first actually got into drinking, right, I started off with beer. I started off with vodka. Vodka used to be my go-to. Now it was a cheap vodka. I mean, a 30 pack of Keystone Light and a liter of McCormick's vodka. Man, I was set for the night. That was it for me. And to this day, I can't smell vodka anymore. I get sick.
I can't do it either.
And being around rodeo and being around the crowd that I ran in, everybody was drinking whiskey, and I was like, well, that's what my dad drank, and that's what my grandfather drank. That's what I'm drinking. And the first sip of whiskey I had was Jack Daniels, and as bad as the heartburn was, I loved the smell of Jack Daniels. I don't know why, and I know that's weird to a lot of people. People are going to hear that and be like, "What the hell?" For some reason, the smell of Jack Daniels to me is just it's one of my favorite smells ever. And
I'm not a fan of the taste.
the taste is it'll knock you on your teeth.
Yeah.
But there's something about the smell that I absolutely love. And as I've gotten older, that I don't know if this is the right terminology. This is how I say it. I say Jack Daniels has a kick to it. It'll punch you in the throat if you're not careful. Give you some heartburn, right? When I say it's got a kick, that's what I mean. And it punched me right in the mouth more than once. I was like, damn, but I love the smell of this stuff. And I don't know, that Jack was always just my go-to. And like I said, I got away from vodka. And so you take the fact that I was drinking Jack Daniels, I was getting into fights, Whiskey Pro was born. Canadian whiskeys, I mean, we have the green apple that we've tried. Pardon me, I've already got the beer burps, but
Yeah, just don't smell it.
yeah, right. Just don't smell it. Canadian whiskeys for me, I don't know, they always seem to have like this lingering aftertaste I just don't like. I don't know. Again, I don't know the terminology I'm looking for, but there's just like this lingering aftertaste of Canadian whiskeys I just don't really like and doesn't really sit well with me. I'm a big aftertaste person. Like if it's got a bad aftertaste, count me out because I'm done. Like I'm already nope.
I'm stingy with my whiskey, dude. We went to a pizza joint not too long ago, maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and we're like, okay, what's a good? I mean, it's like a legit Italian restaurant, right?
Right.
I'm like, all right, well, I want this beer you got. I think it was like a Peroni or something like that. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, we're all out, this and that, whatever. And they showed the wine selection and the spirit selection. And the missus is all like, well, you were eyeing the whiskey. Why don't you do that? $10 for what looked like a tiny little drop. I'm like, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
This is how I pour my whiskeys. I do half a fucking glass.
Now I will do when I'm testing out a whiskey or trying a whiskey for the first time, I will do about 1.5 to 2.5 shots just to kind of get my mouth used to it, just to kind of see what I'm getting myself into. I don't really drink whiskey like you poured there anymore unless I have ice. Now,
I vary. Sometimes it's neat, sometimes it's not, you know.
now I will say, if you give me Jack Daniels and a Diet Coke or Diet Dr. Pepper, I'll throw back 10 of them sons of bitches. I got no.
Really?
Oh man, but it's weird because it I joke about it all the time, but I'm serious. I can sit there and slam like anywhere between 6 to 10 Jack and Cokes and be totally stone cold sober. And then I take 7 shots, just straight whiskey, and I'm drunker than Cooter Brown, baby. Like I'm 3 sheets to the wind.
This is I think either my third or fourth, and I'm not even slightly fucking hammered.
But
For some reason, whiskey it does not, whether it's Scotch, bourbon. I mean, it's all the same thing. Obviously, you know that,
right,
but
right.
you know, for viewers, it's literally the same thing. Scotch, bourbon, whiskey, they're all whiskey. It does not hit me uh like the hard beers do.
Right.
You know, you give me a barrel aged stout or IPA, after the second one, I'm feeling kind of loose.
Right. Right. Speaking of beer, real quick, I don't want to get off the subject of whiskey because obviously I love whiskey. I found this tonight. So we haven't really been going to the beer store lately. I've been kind of slacking in the, the craft beer market as far as picking up new stuff. But I found this in my fridge. It's a Voodoo Ranger Juicy Hazy IPA. And
they're really good.
So you and I've kind of talked about this before on and off the show, but I think in the last month, and maybe it's just my moods, I don't know, because we've had a lot of stuff going on. It's been super stressful, yada, yada, yada. I feel like I've hit like this wall with beer and craft beer. Like I'll try something, 2 or 3 sips in, I'm over it. Like I don't want it. I don't like it. And then I'll have another one, a week later, and I don't like it. Or I find myself being really critical of it. And I don't know if that's just my moods. I don't know if that's because I got so used to drinking, the fruity sours. I don't know. This IPA, honestly, I took a huge swig of it when I opened it up. I was like, oh God.
Maybe your palate changed.
But
I mean, it's possible.
It very well could be. I don't know. But I'm out a long time coming. I drank all those when the Rumble happened. We all know that. The peanut butter jelly one I'm out of. So all I have left is my Stone Colds and a few little, knickknacks here and there in their fridge. And I even like Stone Cold IPAs. I popped one open the other day. Didn't like it. I was like, what? I've drank this beer before.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what it is. Just here lately, I'm in a funk with craft beer, and I don't know what it is. We bought some. Sam bought a 4-pack from, I think it was Specs or Total Wine and More here not too long ago from a local brewery. We both had one, and it was disgusting. I couldn't even tell you what brewery it was. We threw it away. We were like, well, there's $25 down the drain.
Oh shit.
So I'm kind of holding off on beers for a little bit. I'll still try some for the show, and I'll still drink some. But it's like I don't know. I don't know if my palate's changed, or maybe I just have to be in the mood for beer now. Like I've never been that guy that could come home after a long day and have 4, 5, 6 beers. I've never been that guy. I've always wanted to be, just not that guy. Now I can come home and have like 3 or 4 Jack and Cokes. Oh, I'll drink that all night. But it's just I don't know. It's weird and it sucks. And because I want to be able to come home and have a 6-pack and hang out with my neighbors or talk to my buddies or whatever. I can't do it lately. And I'm really concerned. Like maybe I was meant to only drink long time coming.
I think you and I need to swing out to that one brewery out by you that specializes in nothing but the sours.
Okay,
And
yeah,
see what's
Beard and Science.
Yeah.
Bearded Science.
See
Yeah.
if well, I didn't want to name it considering it's like so close to where you are.
Oh, I don't care.
Okay. Well,
I'll even
Bearded
tell you
Science.
what street I live on. Please, I got plenty of guns and ammo. Come at me, bro.
All right. So Bearded Science. I mean, I think we should maybe hit them up and see how much that palette of yours has changed. Because
There
I
you
mean,
go.
think about it. It's similar to mine. Years ago, I would only do something like Bud Light. I could never get into the whole craft beer. And my friend was heavy into the IPAs. And it was not until he gave me the art car from St. Arnold, I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, this is pretty good. And then I dabbled into the lawnmower. That was actually pretty good. Yeah, St. Arnold lawnmower. And it wasn't until then, and when I started going to Martin House out in Fort Worth, that the whole palette changed. I cannot have Bud Light anymore. Not saying anything against it.
Really?
I cannot do it. It has no flavor to me. So, but yeah, man, we need to hit them up. See what's going on out there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down. Absolutely.
But see, I go to Total Wine every weekend now. And I'll get myself like a 6-pack and then maybe a little bottle of whiskey, just like a new one,
Right.
just so I can kind of try it out, and then a bottle that I'm already familiar with. So whether it's the swear jar, whether it's the sheepdog, like something, right?
They have a new. I don't remember who it is, but they have a whole new line of whiskeys. It has like peanut butter. It has like they have a pickle whiskey, which I want.
No.
I want to try that one. What is it with you and pickle alcohol? Why don't you like it?
Dude,
Pickle.
you know what? Martin House has a sour pickle beer.
Yeah, I tried it. I wasn't a fan.
This is the same brewery that did mayonnaise
And
beer.
hot dog water and
I
pizza.
don't know. I'm not. They had a pizza one.
Yeah, they had a pizza one.
I didn't realize they had a pizza one.
Another podcast that we watch, they tried it and it was just and they no.
See,
So.
I'm now in a position where I'll drink whiskey for the shows,
Right.
and all of the beer that I'll get from Total Wine, I'll do the TikTok videos on about it now. That's where I post all my shit now, is on the TikTok. Like,
I know that.
hell, dude, I have like, I mean, it's nothing to really brag about too much. It's 156 followers, but my latest video, 2,600 views, man.
Damn, there you go.
So
I want to switch gears for just a second. And
okay.
I only bring this up because I have a TV off to my right that nobody can see. But it's above my fireplace here in my man cave. And I've always liked the show Dirty Jobs. Little fun fact
Is
about
that the
me.
Mike Rowan?
Yes.
Okay.
Everybody knows I'm a huge fan of Dana White. I'm a huge fan of Joe Rogan, and I'm a huge fan of Mike Rowe. Mike Rowe is an absolute living national treasure. I've developed a very toxic trait. I watch Dirty Jobs while I eat dinner. So, anyways, I've been on this kick about Dirty Jobs. We've been waiting for all of our TV shows to come back on. Third season of Resident Evil is back on. Have y'all even started that yet?
Of which one?
Resident Evil or Resident Alien?
Resident Alien? No, I saw it's on Netflix now.
Yes, it is. Seasons 1 and 2. The third season is still on Sci-Fi or Peacock.
I thought. Oh, is it on Peacock? Okay.
Yeah.
No, we haven't started yet. We got rid of a lot of our streaming stuff. We no longer have Netflix. We no longer have Amazon Prime or HBO.
Wow.
Dude, Netflix is
$22
so the one that we
an hour, yeah.
25.
Oh,
25, 27. Because we had the 4 screens at a time one, the 4K version of it.
jeez.
I'm spoiled, dude. If I'm gonna watch something, it's gonna be 4K.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, 27 a month. And then HBO is like another 16 to 20. And then Amazon Prime is like 16 to 18. You're looking at $60 plus just for those 3.
See, we pay just for our Hulu package, which we have the unlimited Hulu package. It's supposed to be commercial free. Hulu, fix your shit, because I still have to watch a shit ton of commercials. But Hulu and AT&T is $188. And the funny thing is, Hulu costs $100 a month, but we get all of our sports channels, local channels. You know, anything I want to watch, I can watch on Hulu. So, plus
we have the
$30.
free Hulu, because our phone pays for the free Hulu, ESPN Plus, and Disney all together. So we don't even pay that. Our phone takes care of that. The only thing we pay for is Peacock, Paramount. I think that's it.
I have a weird question. What time is it the debt collectors aren't allowed to call?
8. After 8, guaranteed.
Well, I just had a debt collector call me at 8:20.
Oh, get them.
Taking a screenshot of that shit. Anyways,
so let's rip the Band-Aid off. Let's get to the topic that our 0 viewers want to hear about.
Oh gosh. All right. So here's a quick recap for all you numbskulls out here who may or may not listen to this podcast, see this podcast, or even care to know about it. A few weeks ago, we had the press conference, the infamous press conference, where it was the most boringest, lamest shit until The Rock came out, said his little speech about their family tree. The Roman Reigns said some shit about Cody Rhodes' dad, and then granddad, and then said something about The Rock's granddad. But when The Rock got upset, he slapped Cody Rhodes. The infamous
pulled up
slap.
Will Smith.
Yes. And which set off a chain reaction. The world in numbers got behind Cody Rhodes, as they should have, just to show you the power of social media, and the We Want Cody rants started blowing up YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, any other platforms out there within a 24-hour span. So now we are sitting looking at a Cody versus Roman at WrestleMania. And was it last Friday night? We saw, for the first time since 1998, we saw The Rock turn heel. He turned into a bad guy. Now, I said all that to say this. Now that the timeline is kind of caught up with, Seth Rollins is behind Cody Rhodes, saying he doesn't have to do this alone. 2 things. And let me get through my thoughts real quick. I want to say this. The wrestling fan in me is excited to see The Rock back in the ring. Okay? Grew up in the Attitude Era. A great time to be alive. The Rock. This business owes The Rock a lot. And I don't mean that condescendingly. I'm being sincere. The Rock gave so much to this business. And I think the business gave a lot to The Rock, and it still owes The Rock a little bit. Okay? If not a whole lot. The Rock is very well loved and respected, huge movie star. He's a huge influencer, yada, yada, yada. The list is endless. His resume speaks for itself. His presence speaks for itself. Obviously, Roman Reigns has been champion for 3 years. Cody Rhodes has been wanting to finish his story now for over a year. Here's where I have a hard time splitting hairs, or not splitting hairs, but seeing the difference. Part of me, the podcast side of me that wants to understand how wrestlers think and the psychological part of it and the storytelling and get into their minds, and the wrestling fan side of me. I'm having this inner battle because I am so sick already of this bloodline storyline. They're everywhere. They're in everything. And I know that's part of the buildup. That's part of the storyline. That's part of this whole huge thing, right? I'm already sick of The Rock. Like, go away, dude. I don't want to see you. The other part of me, I get it, and I know why they're doing it. But one wrong move, and it'll blow up in their face like it did when they announced The Rock versus Roman Reigns. You don't believe that social media plays a huge part in the WWE universe, the fans themselves play a huge part in wrestling? Then you haven't been paying attention for the past 2 weeks.
Well, let me ask you this: do you
Well,
think
hang on.
Okay?
So you have The Rock on one side that everybody's sick and tired of seeing already. You have the other side of now he's making his presence known and his authority, so to speak, known. Let me ask you a simple question. If Cody wins at WrestleMania, which I want him to, I want to make that perfectly clear. I want him to. Where do we go from here? Now the big payoff happened at WrestleMania. Now what? You're going to have Roman challenge him again the next night on Monday Night Raw and win the title back? And he's going to lose it in less than 24 hours like his father? Or does he lose it again and the fans revolt and turn on the WWE and all go to AEW? Because I think if Cody loses, the fans are going to be pissed, and I'll be one of them.
I think if he wins, that's a pretty big if he was able to have the creative team get behind him and actually have him write out the victory,
right?
I see only one way that can go: an immediate feud with The Rock. Forget Roman Reigns and Cody after WrestleMania 40. I see a little inside thing going on, kind of like how Judgment Day is. Roman would be like, all right, or The Rock would be like, Roman, you didn't get your fucking job done. I'm gonna go in and take care of Cody myself. I think that will start up a really good long feud between those two.
Yeah,
and that will actually start creating a divide and finally maybe end the whole bloodline storyline. Because at the end of that, regardless of if The Rock is successful against Cody or not, that could finally set up The Rock and Roman Reigns.
Now, there are a shit ton of rumors, and I mean a shit ton. You spend any time on Twitter, anytime on Facebook, anytime on social media.
Are you talking about the L sign?
That's one of them. But there's a whole bunch of different rumors going around that The Rock was not acknowledging the tribal chief. There's a rumor that has started, I want to say it was on TikTok, but I could be totally off on that, okay? I don't know where it started. I saw it on TikTok. It's a fan theory only, to my knowledge, that Cody Rhodes now has Seth Rollins in his corner. He's also supposedly fixing to have Jey Uso in his corner. And he's also fixing to have Sami Zayn in his corner. Now, there are two names being left out of that equation.
Owens and Orton?
No.
Really? Okay.
The two names, look, we have said this a million times. This roster is stacked from top to bottom. Even the women's division, even the mid-carders, stacked from top to bottom. But when you have a megastar like The Rock, there are only a handful of people that can measure up to The Rock. Sorry, I heard baby talk. I was freaking out for a minute. The rumor is, stick with me here, Stone Cold Steve Austin or John Cena. Those are the rumors. Now, here's the thing. Okay, Stone Cold came out in Dallas when they had WrestleMania here in Dallas, put on probably one of the funniest yet most heartfelt and funnest matches with Kevin Owens Okay. He laid in some stiff stuff, and Kevin Owens took it like a champ, gave some of the worst stunners I've ever seen to Vince and even to KO. But do we really need Stone Cold again? Do we really need a Rock and Cena 3? I mean,
I got one better for you.
okay.
I've been rewatching a lot of the last, couple of weeks. I've been staying off of podcasts. I've been staying off of, wrestling insider websites, columnists. I've been ignoring all of that. I just focused on what I observed and went that route.
Okay.
I am not convinced. So we already know that one rumor is The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Seth and Cody on night one of WrestleMania, with night two being Roman and Seth, right?
Right.
So to have, three of the competitors of those four wrestle twice in 24 hours, that's going to be insane. Because we already know Seth is going to be defending his title.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cody Roman.
Yeah. Do we want, and I asked you this before the show, do we want a Cody versus Roman 2 nights in a row? The same match? I mean, I got
this. So you were asking, who else could it be?
I thought you were about to pull something out of your pocket there.
Oh, no. Well. All right. So follow me this. Follow me on this little journey.
All right. Don't be using my lines on me.
Follow me. All right. So check it out. You said yourself, The Rock is up there in names. There's only a small handful that can really compete with the kind of draw that he brings. Correct?
Right.
I do not think it'll be Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't care what anybody says.
No.
Night one of WrestleMania, and I'm willing to put maybe a small little tiny wager on it. I see The Rock and Triple H.
I've heard that rumor. And as
just the whole back and forth between Rock and Triple H at the press, and then the whole back and forth between Paul Heyman with Triple H and The Rock, and the back and forth between Paul Heyman and Triple H. The whole, you're lucky you're retired or some shit. I think just how when Shawn Michaels came back from like all his injuries, he was like, I'm only gonna do this if I got Triple H on the other side.
Right.
I forgot what match that was.
That was like it wasn't Crown Jewel, but it was one like Saudi Arabia, I think is what it was. It was because it was Triple H and Shawn Michaels versus the brothers.
No. This is way before. This is after the whole I lost my smile bit. And Shawn Michaels had that back injury. This they were going against each other. And Shawn's like, I'm not going to compete unless, because it was like a good 3-4 month, maybe 5-month rivalry with Triple H.
Okay.
I genuinely think the only person that can really compete right now would be The Rock. Shawn Michaels is not coming back to the ring.
No.
You know what I mean? Undertaker's not coming back to put on a show against anybody. The Rock is here now. And there's already that heat with Triple H from before. If Triple H was to get into that ring again, the best person to protect him and look out for him would be The Rock. Plain and simple.
I completely 100% agree with you. But just to play devil's advocate here, okay? Look, growing up as a kid in the 90s and in the Attitude Era, I despised Triple H. I didn't like the heel Triple H. Now, when he was DX, I love Triple H. I thought Triple H was amazing, okay? I'm talking about bad guy Triple H, the heel. Was really good at getting heat from the crowd, was really good at getting heat on wrestlers. But let's not forget he's got a pacemaker. Now, this is not a neck injury. This is not a spinal injury. This is his heart.
Yeah.
So as bad as I want to see that, and as much as I would love to see that, I don't know if it's worth the gamble. We have seen the worst of the worst in the last couple of generations. We saw the Owen Hart fiasco. We saw New Jack. I don't know if he killed that guy or whatever it was when he threw that guy off the table. We saw the what was it? The Goldberg kick with Bret Hart. We've seen Mankind. Yeah, we've seen the Sting. I don't know, even with the best doctors literally in the world, I don't know if risking Triple H's health for one last hoorah is worth it. As much as I want to see it, because trust me, when you say Triple H, The Rock, WrestleMania 40, holy shit, goosebumps. And I'm serious. I have goosebumps talking about it right now. But I don't know if it's worth the risk. It's that risk versus reward thing. And look, Triple H is a god in that ring, man. He really is. He commands respect.
Which is why I think he could actually pull it off. Pacemaker aside, he's setting it up. His digs at The Rock about know your place.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, that was
something similar that he said fucking when they were both competing and Rock was coming up.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's all coming back full circle, and I really think it's not the fans who are asking Triple H to come back. I think Triple H coming back, if that's really what happens, it's going to be because he wants to and he knows it makes money.
Yeah. And you know what? If it happens, I will be watching full steam ahead.
Oh my God. That would be amazing, to be honest.
The roof will blow off that place. There will be a big part of me, the human aspect and the fan aspect of me, that is going to be worried that whole match for Triple H. And I'm dead serious.
Yeah. I mean, yo, what's up, Rar? How you doing, man?
Now, Rar.
That's my homeboy.
This is the gentleman that does WoW. Am I correct in that?
He does Final Fantasy. He does Final Fantasy ranked Fortnite. He used to do Destiny. I think I got the shout out done. Yeah. What's up, my guy? How you doing?
I know you said one of your buddies played WoW. Everything. Okay. All right. Well, welcome to the show. Welcome in. Thank you so much for joining us. And like I was just saying, Roy, I don't know how much of that you heard, but I am a die-hard Triple H fan now. I didn't like him as a heel, but I loved him in DX, and I want to see him face The Rock at Mania. I do, but there's going to be
makes sense.
It does. It makes total sense psychologically, and if you've listened to the show for any amount of time, I am huge on psychological stuff, storytelling, and wrestling. I want to get inside their minds. I want to know the business. So I'm a sponge, and I listen to all these guys on podcasts, radios, cheat sheets, dirt sheets, everything. But is it worth it? And now to Triple H and the fans, they're going to say, hell yeah, it's worth it. Absolutely. But I'm looking at this from a human standpoint. Can he really do it and be okay? Not can he do it. I'm sure Triple H can still go, but can he be okay afterwards? That's what I'm worried about.
I think he's been keeping his body in as best condition as he possibly can for something like this, because you never know.
Right.
The verbal sparring that he did with The Rock, the verbal sparring that he's done with Paul Heyman, it's setting the pieces up for a Triple H Rock at WrestleMania 40.
Now, I heard something the other day, and yes, I'm stealing this from somebody. If you don't know who, welcome to the show. I heard something the other day that made a lot of sense. Get away from Triple H for a minute. I want to switch gears for just a second. We all know that on the mic, The Rock is almost untouchable. Nobody, almost, let me rephrase that, almost nobody can touch The Rock on the mic.
Right.
Triple H is good at it. He's great at it even. He's a great dance partner on the mic with The Rock. The only one that's been able to go toe-to-toe with The Rock ever is John Cena. Cody Rhodes has great mic skills, amazing in-ring performer, amazing everything. But he can't go one-on-one on the mic with The Rock. He can't go into a gym and bench press 500 pounds, squat, I don't know, a 2-story house, whatever it is The Rock squats. I don't know. Obviously, I don't spend a lot of time in the gym if you can't tell. But my point is, you want to take shots at The Rock? This is how Cody needs to do it. I can't beat you on a mic, Rock. I'm not some big movie action star, and I can't squat a 2-story house. But what I can do is beat you 1, 2, 3. And I think that needs to be the point that Cody makes, because there's a lot of things he can't beat The Rock at, but I do think in a one-on-one match in the ring that Cody could do that. And he needs to focus on what he can do, not what he can't do. Focus on his strengths, in other words.
Yeah, but Cody's not going to be wrestling The Rock. That's the issue right there.
Well, you said it yourself, though. After Mania, that could set up Cody versus The Rock.
It could, if that's the route it goes. If you have, so if Cody wins, you have two possibilities. You have another continuous feud with Roman Reigns and the Bloodline, which a lot of people are starting to get tired of, or interject The Rock. The Rock is already kind of being big brother type, you know,
right?
Be like, all right, Roman, you didn't handle your shit. I'm going to get involved now.
Right.
I don't think he necessarily needs to be great on the mic to sell that fight.
Now,
no one does, really. I mean, hell, even if you pit with like Triple H and The Rock, if that happened, Triple H doesn't. Nobody needs to be good against The Rock. Unless, all right. Oh, I got something for you.
All right, let's hear it.
What are your thoughts? I think I brought this up to you last show, but I'm not 100% sure. What if you have night 2, Roman and Cody, but night 1 to potentially establish the Bloodline as a dominant faction again? Night 1 ends with The Rock taking the title from Seth Rollins.
Yeah, but then you're setting up this whole champion versus champion thing. And again,
no, you're really not, because you got, okay, so you got The Rock, who's not affiliated with any brand. He goes toe-to-toe with Seth. The Rock wins.
Right.
Okay. Gives Seth his much-needed break. That way you enter night 2 not really knowing who's going to win or lose, because the whole angle could be the Bloodline is trying to bring all the titles back. That means the Solo and Jimmy potentially win the title at some point. But you have the two main heavyweight titles, The Rock and Roman Reigns. The Bloodline is just like The Rock said in the press for WrestleMania. There's only one dominant family in wrestling. How better else to signify that than both of them holding the titles?
Now, there's a problem with that. The winner of the Elimination Chamber will face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania.
Well, fuck. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't make sense because my money is either on LA Knight or RKO, and that doesn't make sense to promise them that spot and then just give it to The Rock because I think they're still going to have that backlash. You can't have an Elimination Chamber match and then just throw The Rock in there just on a whim because I think that's going to piss a lot of people off.
True. I wonder if there's a way. I wonder if there's a way that The Rock can actually get the Money in the Bank briefcase from Damian Priest in time for WrestleMania.
I doubt it. No, because you have Elimination Chamber and then you have WrestleMania, so I wouldn't make it. Again, it doesn't make sense. And once again, as much as Damian Priest is hated with the Judgment Day, or the Judgment Day is hated as a whole, I should say, I think you would still have some backlash from the fans.
Damn. Yeah.
I like where your head was at with that, but it's got to make sense. It's got to be believable, and I just don't see how that's possible.
Do you think The Rock's heel turn was in response to all the backlash, or do you think that was planned all along?
I think it might have been planned, but I don't think they meant to do it the way it happened because of the backlash. I felt like they had to step up the intensity for it because they were like, shit, we got to do something.
Because now his empty call out is, I think I should be sitting at the head of the table.
Mm-hmm.
That's
nothing
now.
Now, and again, WWE is great at this. They make us forget things and they make us remember things. And, look, when The Rock did this, when he pointed out and he didn't acknowledge Roman, he called out Roman. Maybe The Rock and Cody are secretly working with one another, and this was all a big ruse. And The Rock turns on Roman at WrestleMania. I don't know. Maybe at WrestleMania, Rikishi shows up and steps in some way. Now, whether it's to help
I thought
Roman
Rikishi passed.
No, Umaga passed.
Oh, that's right. And Rikishi is the dad of the Usos, isn't it?
Yes.
That's okay.
So, and like I said, I mean, we're in this Rock hangover, bloodline hangover. I mean, Jey Uso fought Gunther last night for the IC title, and his brother screwed him out of it. I think at some point, Cody Rhodes got screwed over by Solo Sikoa. So I'm over the bloodline, and I know we're this close to Mania. It's just my worry and my concern is, okay, when Cody finishes his story, and I think he will. I honestly do. If I was a betting man, I would bet that Cody finishes his story. But my question for WWE still stands. All right, where do we go from here? Because wrestling fans are the worst. We're the absolute worst. You've had this year-long build-up. Finish your story. Finish your story. Finish your story. All right, now you got what you want. Now what? Where do you go from here? Are you going to turn Cody heel all of a sudden now? Now, I said all that to say this. I sent you a text last night and I never got a response, you little monkey. R-Truth is a god. 52 years old. 52 years old, and he is still moving the way he does. Corkscrews, famoussers, the whole nine, man. He is an absolute legend. And I am on the bandwagon. R-Truth deserves a shot at a title. I don't care if it's the IC title. It's got to be something other than the tag team titles. He needs a solo run. I don't care what it is. bring back the 24/7 title, the hardcore title, IC title, United States champion title. I don't care. R-Truth needs a fucking title run. Something.
Yeah.
Give that man his dues. He was sitting at home when they called him, and man, look, R-Truth is he is a goat amongst goats. One of the most, and I've said this before. I think some of the most underrated guys in wrestling are Goldust and I just forgot his name, Al Snow and Chad Gable. I think three right there are just Chad Gable is easily one of the most underrated superstars in that locker room right now. But R-Truth is right there with him.
Yeah.
And I think R-Truth deserves a title run. And if they don't put him in the Hall of Fame, man, I give up on the WWE Hall of Fame. I do. Here's a fun fact, okay? Two names that we haven't heard a whole lot about recently. When Adam Copeland, when Edge left SmackDown, when he left WWE, he had his final match with Sheamus.
Yep.
We haven't seen or heard from Sheamus since. I don't know if he's hurt. I don't know if he's on a break. I don't know if he's. I don't know what the problem is. Maybe he just took contract is up. I don't know. I haven't done any research, but I'm telling you now. Look out for Sheamus. Either WrestleMania night 1 or 2 WrestleMania or after Mania. I think Sheamus makes a big return.
So your favorite wrestling guy reporter, Meltzer, is saying that he was actually dealing with a really bad shoulder injury when he wrestled Edge, and that's why he's been gone.
Okay.
But he is set to actually return pretty soon. In fact, they did a snapshot of Sheamus, one of his tweets, from February, from today, really. So he might actually make a surprise return, Elimination Chamber, if not maybe the Raw after.
Okay. And the other one, and we haven't heard anything. I haven't heard anything. Big E. Judgment Day is still kind of doing their thing. And I'm telling you right now, with Imperium and New Day, they got something special there. They're just missing a key component, and that's Big E. And I know Big E, he had broke his neck. I think it was last year. And that's not something to mess around with. I mean, if he's hurt, he's hurt. But if he can make a return, oh, dude. Imperium and New Day with Big E, oh, my gosh. I have been very critical of the tag teams because you have the Alpha Academy, which we all know I love and adore. Right. You have the Viking Raiders, which I think is a stupid gimmick, but it is what it is. You have who's the other one that's with Bobby Lashley?
Omos?
No, not Omos. It's the tag team guys. I'm totally drawing a blank.
Oh, Street Profits?
Yeah, Street Profits. You have the Street Profits. You have DIY. You have Judgment Day. I feel like the tag team division is just slacking a little bit. And no, I don't think that you need to revamp the tag team division, but you need to do something different with it because everybody's tired of the Judgment Day. It's ran its course. Do something different.
I am waiting for them to introduce a 3-man title.
We've been waiting for that since the 90s.
Because you have all these different people, all these factions, obviously more than 2 people. Have introduce one, or at least make the titles, if it's part of a faction, anyone can defend them. Make a 24/7 tag team kind of thing.
Yeah. I have a completely off the wall, and this just popped into my head. I've been wanting to ask you this for like the last couple of weeks, just now remembered. My my dogs can stop barking for 2 seconds.
Hey, it's National Love Your Pet. Don't drown them yet.
Just a big one. How do you feel? I'm gonna put you on the spot here about a possible female wrestler. No one in particular. Choose whoever you want. Competing for a world heavyweight championship or the IC championship or the United States championship. How do you feel about that? Just curious.
I really wouldn't care.
No.
I mean, China did it back in the 90s.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see how they would do that, because you have Rita Ripley, you have
there's only 2 that could legitimately pull it off: Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley.
I say
Zoe
3,
Starks, maybe, but she still has plenty of potential and wiggle room to elevate herself into maybe a 3rd position. I don't think Nia Jax. No.
Wow. Okay.
Not for a world heavyweight or IC. No. I'm not a fan of hers. I'm
not a fan, but I think she has the potential to do it. I just don't know if she will.
For them to re-entertain the idea of a female wrestler bridging that gap and challenging one of the men's division for like the flagship titles, you're gonna have to be a big draw. Nia Jax is not a draw.
Fair enough.
She may have the talent. She is not a draw.
I'll give you that.
Charlotte Flair used to be that kind of draw.
She's hurt.
But yeah. But I think even before she got hurt, her stocks was slowly kind of going down a little bit. I think the only 2 that could realistically challenge either Roman Reigns, Gunther, or Seth Rollins would be Rhea Ripley, obviously, Becky Lynch, and 3rd maybe Zoe Starks. I mean, who else would you put in Zoe Starks' place? Who are the top of the women's division?
You just named them. I mean, we said Nia Jax, but again, she's not a draw, and I completely 100% agree with that. Now, if you're talking power, obviously she's got it, but she's not the draw. Somebody's going to come in here and say, Liv Morgan, shut up. No, absolutely not. Because
Liv Morgan, no. I like her, but no.
As much as a Bayley fan as I am, I don't think Bayley can pull it off.
Not Bayley, not Io Sky.
No.
It's one thing having the title, and it's another having the title and a massive draw.
Mm-hmm.
Or, in the case of Becky Lynch, just having that star power, that draw regardless.
Maybe EST, but again, you're going to have to pick an opponent like The Miz.
Who?
EST.
Who's that?
Bianca Belair.
Oh, I never heard her. EST. Okay.
She's got the draw, but you'd have to put her. She's not going to beat a Roman. She's not going to beat a Gunther. She's going to beat like The Miz, maybe, and this is a big maybe, Logan Paul, maybe.
Okay, so you have. Okay, so walk with me here for a second. You've got Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm holding up for. You got Roman Reigns.
Right.
You've got Seth Rollins.
Yep.
Gunther and Logan Paul.
Okay.
For Logan Paul defending the U.S. title, sure, you can put Nia Jax in there. You can put any other women's division against Logan Paul, and it might sell.
Right.
With Gunther and the IC title, you're gonna have to step it up a notch.
Rhea Ripley or the Man. Those are the only 2.
No, not for the IC. You could possibly, if you dethrone Gunther and put anyone else in that place, I could see someone making a strong case for someone like Bailey or Charlotte Flair when she comes back, or if she ever came back, um, what's her name? Fucking Snoop Dogg's niece. What's her name?
I have no idea.
Oh my god. She was with not Bianca Belair. She was the tag team title with Sasha. Sasha. Fuck. What's her name? Banks.
Sasha Banks. Yeah.
Banks. I was gonna get there eventually. God damn it. If she was to return, Sasha Banks could make a really strong run at the IC.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're pitting a marquee name in the women's division against a marquee name in the men's division, Seth Rollins, you look at his build, Rhea Ripley or Becky Lynch already have. Now, I don't see them potentially doing Becky Lynch because they're not going to do husband versus wife.
That'd be kind of cool.
It would, but I mean,
where's the pants of the family now? Damn it!
Right. But that's the thing. Their history outside of the ring is already well established. People won't really get behind that. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And as much as I love Becky Lynch, I don't think she's a draw, but then you got to look at the power aspect. She does not have what it takes to like really maybe dethrone Roman Reigns.
No, absolutely not.
Rhea Ripley is the closest that you will ever get to dethroning any of the men. I don't give a shit what you say. She is the closest the women's division has. If you want to bridge that gap and really define a powerhouse among both divisions, she is your best option. And she has the chops to do it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, could you imagine?
Will they ever do it? I don't know.
Could you imagine Gunther doing a chop to Rhea Ripley?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, dude. He'd go to jail.
I saw a video of Rhea Ripley, and it was her and Raquel Rodriguez. Now, like fucking Rhea Ripley's back is like reminds me of a smaller version of Brock Lesnar's, right? Mm-hmm, it's like fucking muscle. So is Raquel Rodriguez. And there was one video I saw, Rhea Ripley was like behind Raquel, and she went, slapped the shit out of Raquel's back. She didn't even budge. It's a strong case.
Yeah.
Ronda, if she was still around, maybe. Hey, stop jacking off for Ronda. This is a PG show.
Fuck, it is.
And even with Ronda Rousey, I thought for a while they were going to really do something good with Shayna Baszler or Baszler.
Mm-hmm.
Her real life MMA friend.
Right.
I mean, they were the 4 horsewomen in
Mm-hmm.
UFC and MMA and training, everything.
Yeah, but she has no mic skills. None. Zero.
She has no mic skills.
But
she has the brute force.
Yeah.
Same with Zoe Starks. Zoe Starks does not have the mic skills, but I like her. She has a lot of potential. Mm-hmm. I see Zoe Starks as what Rhea Ripley was in the beginning of her career.
Okay.
Zoe Starks just needs a little push.
She's got to have.
She's already getting it. Her babyface turn was the best thing that happened to her.
She needs a push, but here's the key factor: she needs a push in the right direction.
Yeah, She didn't qualify for Elimination Chamber, did she?
I don't think so. And look, I heard this on Busted Open, but
Damn, no.
The problem is this storyline with the Bloodline and Cody and The Rock and everybody else. It's become such a big focus point. You forget about all the other stories. You still have Sami Zayn, who I'm a big fan of. You still have a Sami Zayn story that's going somewhere. We just don't know where yet.
It's diluting everything else behind it.
I mean, and I say this as a joke, but I'm serious when I say it too. In the same sentence, the Judgment Day with R-Truth, that's going to be a storyline at WrestleMania. It is. And
maybe.
We're Seth Rollins defending his title against the winner of the Elimination Chamber.
What if? How would you feel if they did a R-Truth versus Damian Priest? If R-Truth loses, he leaves WWE. But if he wins, he gets the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yeah, but the problem with that is the Money in the Bank briefcase is only going to be good for those 2 nights.
No.
Yeah, you have to
the
cash
Money
in
the Bank. No, July 1st. The next Money in the Bank. The Money in the Bank briefcase is valid until the next Money in the Bank, and the next Money in the Bank is July 6th. He will have until 4th of July weekend to cash in.
Damn. Okay. I'd be okay with that if R-Truth wins. If he loses,
they're not going to get rid of R-Truth. I mean, that's almost like a given. You already know who's going to win.
Right.
But that will also give him his push. That'll give him his potential title run.
Right.
Now,
of course, you know what they're going to do. They're going to have you cash it in on like the women's title or some shit.
That ain't the point. God damn it.
Damn it, little Jimmy.
But considering WrestleMania is like a month and 1 week away, it's like 5 weeks away.
Yeah, it's like 40.
I don't think that, considering Elimination Chambers this Saturday, I don't think they have enough time to really put that on the card for WrestleMania. I don't know. However, if Damian Priest and Finn Balor lose the tag team titles this Saturday, that might open it up.
Yeah. So I want to do this before we get off here.
Oh shit, it's already been an hour.
Elimination Chamber 2024 card.
There's 4 cards or 4 matches on there.
Okay, so we have the Elimination Chamber. We have Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton versus Bobby Lashley, LA Knight, Kevin Owens, and Logan Paul.
Yep.
You have a prediction for that one?
It's gonna have to be someone that has a lot of heat with Seth Rollins already. So I would say either Drew McIntyre or Logan Paul. To be honest.
I'm with you on Drew. Absolutely 110%. I don't see the Logan Paul. I think it's either going to be Drew or Randy. But I'm secretly pulling for LA Knight.
I would be okay if Randy won, LA Knight, or Kevin Owens. But a huge part of me thinks that they are going to look for the heat angle, and they're going to try and match Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. They're going to want a babyface versus a heel. And the top 2 heels on there is Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre.
Mm-hmm. So women's, we have Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair versus Liv Morgan versus Tiffany Stratton versus Naomi versus Raquel Rodriguez. I'm just gonna say it. Becky Lynch wins this.
I say Becky or Bianca.
Yeah,
Because either way, you have heel versus heel. Like you have Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax wrestling at Elimination Chamber, both heels.
mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind Liv Morgan. In fact, with her return at Elimination Chamber, they might actually give her a major push. I would be okay if she won and she challenged for the Rhea Ripley or Nia Jax for the title.
And then they have Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins to appear on the Grayson Waller effect. I didn't know that was on a card. But okay.
I think that's going to be like a pre-show kind of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
But regardless, I was gonna try to do a live show. I meant to tell you this, I forgot. My daughter's got a performance at 6:15 Saturday night, so might try to do like either after show reactions or might try to tune in for the last match kind of thing.
Okay.
Not for sure. It's kind of to be determined kind of thing. TBD, so to speak. So because she's in Louisville performing at 6:15, and I don't know if we'll be home in time for that.
Okay.
But so keep your eyes and ears and noses to the ground for that. Man, I got nothing else. I'm ready for WrestleMania. I don't care about the Elimination Chamber, to be honest. If we're going to be just completely,
I
honest.
like the Elimination Chamber match.
I do like the match. I'm ready for WrestleMania.
It's going to be a long fucking road to WrestleMania after Elimination Chamber.
Yes,
5 weeks.
Long. 5 weeks.
5 or 6 weeks, yeah.
Of The Rock coming out and doing his thing, and Cody doing his thing, and Roman doing his thing, and the Bloodline screwing with everybody. It's buckle up, Buttercup, because it's a long road.
Yeah.
So,
but so, what is after WrestleMania? So right after WrestleMania is Backlash France.
Ew.
And then you have NXT. So Backlash in France is May 4th. So right at a month after WrestleMania.
Okay.
Battleground on May 26th is going to be an NXT event. So if you think about it, there's going to be a long lull in action. You got WrestleMania 40, April 6th and 7th. Then you have Backlash, May 4th. The next major card is Money in the Bank, 4th of July weekend.
Oof.
2 months of build-up for a Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is not a card that you need 2 months to build up for.
No, it's not.
Shit. It took them 2.5 weeks to build up for Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
So now, bro, they don't even have they don't have SummerSlam. So after Money in the Bank, their August pay-per-view is Bash in Berlin.
Oof.
Did they seriously just replace one of the 4 staples of the pay-per-views?
They might have. That or they haven't announced SummerSlam yet. They may not have announced it yet.
They've never had SummerSlam in September. And they're not going to announce Bash in Berlin on August 31st without announcing SummerSlam.
Right. We'll see. Stay tuned, I guess.
Oh, I'm going to be pissed.
Mm-hmm. But man, it's been a fun show, but I'm spent. I can't talk about The Rock anymore.
We haven't really talked about him. We haven't talked about him or Bloodline that much, man. We've been talking about other shit.
But yeah,
I slur my words. You're slurring your words. What's up?
It's
just shit.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I gotta get back in the beer groove, man. I don't know what my deal is here lately. I can't. The beer I had tonight, the what was it? Voodoo Ranger New Belgium Juicy Hazy IPA was pretty decent. It was pretty decent. I'll rate it. Oh, I'll give it a 3.25.
You need to come over for a show, man.
I do indeed. I'll have to take off a Wednesday so I can be good and rested.
Hell yeah.
So what would you rate Maker's Mark?
It's not my favorite.
Fair enough.
3.5.
Okay.
I've had better whiskey. Witherspoon, I would say is better than Maker's Mark.
Agreed.
Woodford Reserve, I would say is better than Maker's Mark.
It's debatable, but okay.
The one that I had was pretty good.
Okay.
So when it comes to whiskey, I don't know if I'm really the type that goes after like the straight up whiskey or scotch or something like that. I tend to gravitate toward the ones that are slightly flavored. What the fuck are you doing?
I can't get my mouse to work.
This is you.
Welcome to the shit show, folks.
Oh my god, dude. No,
But,
I tend to gravitate toward the flavored ones. The candied green apple, I liked it. Sheepdog peanut butter whiskey, loved it. What is it? Scatterbrain, their peanut butter whiskey, loved it.
Scatterbrain's got the pickle.
Scatterbrain, that's it.
Yeah, Scatterbrain's got the pickle.
You know, Dewars, their scotch, I think that's like along the lines of something solid that I like, but I don't know. I'm kind of digging the flavored stuff a little bit.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. But man, it's been a fun show. We've got Elimination Chamber, as we know, coming up Saturday, so we tune in for that. We might have a pop-up show. Never know. So keep your nose to the ground, as they say, or I say. I don't know if anybody else says it, but I say it. And good shit, man.
Oh yeah.
Now check out this badass intro or outro, I should say, that our producer here, the Brews Meister himself,
the whiskey man,
put together.
Peace out, everybody.
As always, I'm Whiskey.
Oh yeah, I'm Bruce.
He's Bruce.
I'm Bruce.